let's write a program to print the Pascal triangle. Okay, let's ignore this line for a second. Focus on this particular triangle. Okay, in the first row we have 1. Okay, one more thing, every row in this Pascal triangle begins with a 1, ends with a 1. You see 1 1 1 1 1 and 1. Okay, so the first row is 1, second row is 1 and 1. Now if you observe the third row, we started with a 1. Okay, and then look above, there's 1 and 1 here, right? So what is 1 plus 1? 2. So 2 gets printed here, and then 1 to end the row. Next line we are beginning with 1, and in between this 1 and 2 there's 3. So 1 plus 2 is 3, and here 2 plus 1 is 3. So 3 and 3 gets printed, and then this is the end of this line. So in the next row begins with a 1. See, 1 plus 3 is 4, and then 3 plus 3 is 6, and 3 plus 1 is 4, and then ends with a 1. So that's how the pattern goes. Okay, so see, in the program we will define our coefficient to be 1. Okay, and to print the data in between, this is the formula or statement that is used. Okay, so let's begin. Hash include stdio.h int main. First I will declare my rows variable, int rows, then prompt the user to enter the number of rows, scanf %d ampersand rows. Okay, my outer for loop will be to print the rows. So for int I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to rows, I plus plus, my first inner for loop to print blank spaces. Okay, for int j is equal to we will say 1. Okay, and j less than or equal to rows minus I, j plus plus. So it will go from 1 to, if I is currently 1, rows minus 1 is 4, so 1 to 4. If I is 2, it will go from 1 to if my rows is 5. Okay, so if j is 1, if I is 1, j will be 5 minus 1, that is 4. If I is 2, j will be 5 minus 2, that is 3. So here it will give 4 spaces, then 3 spaces, then 2 spaces, then 1 space, then no space if my given number of rows are 5. So printf blank space. Second inner for loop to print the data. Okay, before the for loop, here I will define and declare coef is equal to 1. Now for int k is equal to 1, k less than or equal to I, k plus plus, printf %d, and I will give a space after this format specifier so that it looks exactly like this. See, after every coefficient that's being printed, there is a space, so I will print that space, comma, coef. Okay, now this is where this statement will come. Coef is equal to coef times I minus k by k. Control C and Control V. Alright, if you observe in the first row, I will be 1, right? Now k is 1, k is equal to I, so it will print 1 and coefficient will be equal to 1 into 1 minus 1 by 0. So coefficient will become 0. Then it will come out of this loop, go to the outer for loop. I is equal to 2 now. When I is equal to 2, it will print 1, 2, 3 spaces. Okay, after printing these spaces, it will come to this block. It will say int coef is equal to 1. Now coef is 1 again. Here it is 0. Now it is 1 again. Okay, so for int k is equal to 1, k is less than, what is I now? I is 2. So k is less than 2. So it will print coefficient, which is 1. Okay, coef is equal to 1 into I is 2 now. So 2 minus k, k is 1. So 2 minus 1 by 1. So this coefficient is 1 now. Okay, now this k loop is not over because k is less than I, less than or equal to I. So now it will go back to k is equal to 1, k less than equal to I. So no, k is 2 now. So while printing, it will print coefficient which is 1, which was through the previous iteration, and coef now will become 0. So if you iterate this block, right, once you start iterating it, you will understand how this particular statement is working, how the logic is working. And from this for loop, as soon as I exit, I will print a new line character. And then return 0. If this statement is confusing, take a pen and paper and iterate. Put values for I is equal to 1, j is equal to 1, k is equal to 1. Like, go ahead and iterate and you will understand the problem. Let me run the code. Enter the number of rows, 5, and there you go, we have a Pascal's triangle.